We are ahead of the curve, devoted to Christ, a voice for the voiceless, accurate in preferring solutions to difficult problems. We are nonconformists, defining culture, compassionate towards humanity and the earth. We are also extraordinary high flyers who are reframing the world we live in. High life, we advance.
I'm going to talk to us today about how to meet your health and fitness goals in 2018. I don't know. Okay. As I said, this is an interactive session. So at the beginning, I'm going to ask some questions, and you all are going to give me some answers. And at the end, you may ask some questions. If I answer you, I don't know. Let's just try. Okay? So like Choma asked before, how many of us, please indicate by raising your hands, made health and fitness related goals in 2017? Jane, I know you did, so don't worry. How many of us? Raise your hands. Just 2017, not 2018, 2017. Last year. This time last year, I know we were here talking about real food and fake food. So I know some of us vowed that they'll never eat Rice Krispies again. Some of us vowed that Indomie noodles was a thing of the past. Right? Those are goals. So please raise your hands up high. All right. How many of us didn't quite meet their health and fitness goals in 2017? Chai. Okay. Please keep your hands up. Obi. I know you want to run that marathon in 2 hours, Abby. Okay. So I'm going to ask the questions now. And Pastor Anita, you're going to answer. Okay. No? And I want to go around and ask, is there a reason, if you think back, is there a reason that you didn't quite meet your goal, that you had to carry over those goals to 2018? What do you think stood in your way? Life. Someone said life. Oh, life. Buhari. Chukuka, how did Buhari prevent you from meeting your health and fitness goals? Oh, yes. Okay. So when you say life, what do you think? How do you think life derails us from meeting our health and fitness goals? Did someone say busyness? Being busy, super busy, work. As in, by the time they've sucked your blood at work, there's no power left. To even do one single sit-up, you're like, I beg, let my office take my health, right? Okay. So the thing here is, we're going to look at a few things, and 3 critical factors I'm going to share with us today about how we can make goals and keep goals, and it's not roo-roo stuff, very straightforward. All those things that we've mentioned today are legitimate reasons, seemingly. Life happens, work happens, you get super busy, you get really tired. Sometimes you just ask yourself, why? Why do I have to suffer so much? Is it worth it? No, it's not. So you say that to yourself and you go right back to bed. All right, so number 1 reason and number 1 critical factor to help you keep your goals in 2018 is finding your why. Did you get that? Find your why. And why is finding your why so important? Because motivation, according to research, is a precursor for personal change. And the most powerful kind of change and motivation comes from within us. So your motivation for your health and fitness goals have to be intrinsic. They have to come from inside of you. You have to find a reason for what you're doing. We're going to do a very short why exercise now, just so that you can get the gist of what I'm trying to say. Okay? Kobe, what was your goal last year? Okay. To what?
Ran 2 marathons. I only did 1.
Okay. Did he say run 2 miles and you only did 1? To run 2 marathons and you only did 1. That was your goal. Why did you want to run 2 marathons?
To stay fit and to get better at it.
To get better at it, okay? Why did you want to get better at it? Okay.
Because it will make me live longer.
To make you live.
Why do I want to live longer?
Why do you want to live?
So I can spread the gospel. Why do I want to spread the gospel? So more people will go to heaven. Why do I want more people to go to heaven? Because the Lord commands. Why does the Lord command? I don't know. It's above my pay grade. Thank you.
Oh, God. Kobe is 100% correct. Honestly, you have to drill it down to that level. You have to. Why did he want to run 2 marathons? Because the Lord commands. That's the correlation. Do you understand? We've drilled down to the fact that he wanted to run 2 marathons because he wanted to spread the gospel. So, if I ask people who wanted to lose weight last year, what would your why be? What was your why?
I mean, usually you don't drill down. Usually it's just, I want to lose weight. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I know that's like your what. You want to lose weight. Why do you want to? To fit in your clothes, right? Okay, so to fit your clothes is a good reason, especially if you haven't bought new clothes and it's still the same old ones. But the question is, if you could afford new clothes in your new size, why would you want to fit in your old clothes? I'm saying, assuming Buhari wasn't president, why would you want... Buhari has suffered. It's like Satan, just taking the rap for everything. Okay. So you hear a lot of things like, I want to lose weight so I can fit in my old clothes. And the reason, and the question I tend to ask people is, why do you want to fit in your old clothes? Like, aren't there clothes in the market? Like, why? So usually, ultimately what you hear at the end of every why is, I want to fit into my old clothes so that I can look better, feel younger. I don't want to be that, rolling mama who just couldn't get her act together and so forth. And it boils down to either self-image, self-esteem, or your personal happiness and sense of self, right? So at the end of every why, you have to come to a place where it affects something that crucial for you. Otherwise, it may not kick in as your motivating factor. And your why doesn't necessarily have to be as noble as Kobe's why, spreading the gospel. I know you all are like, you really want to spread the gospel, but deep down, you just want to look great so that some people can envy you. Those haters will be like, whoa, look at that one, right? Am I lying? Okay, it's just me, Sha, it's just me. I know it's just me. I'm the only one. No, the rest of us just want to spread the gospel. All right. Finding your why is crucial. Because if you have a strong enough why, you can withstand almost anyhow. You will run in the rain. Right? All the runners in the house. You have the shoes that you use for rain running, right? And the raincoats, and all the cyclists will run in the rain. You will do stuff that the ordinary mind cannot even conceive because you have a strong enough why. I have a friend, we used to run long distances, and she used to do it without music. And I'm like, how is it possible for someone to run 15 kilometers without sound? Like, if I don't use, if my phone is dead, like, forget that run for that morning. It's not even happening. But she was extremely motivated, and it pushed her. A lot of us who are not able to meet our goals, when you think about it, oh, I was busy, life, work. The truth of the matter is that it just wasn't that much of a priority for you. My husband said something to me this morning. He said, if you replace all those excuses, all those legitimate reasons with it wasn't a priority, you just see how it sounds. So for instance, I couldn't make my doctor's appointment for my medical checkup because it wasn't a priority for me. Meanwhile, what really happened was I had a meeting and you had to travel and work came in. Or I couldn't edit my resume because it wasn't a priority for me. You see how it sounds? So when we say, I was too busy, the vegetable market is too far, I don't have house help, I don't have this, I don't have that. The truth is, it's not that much of a priority. All right? When you say you want to lose weight, be healthy, why? Because it's trending? Trending can be a good reason for some people who like to be trendy, whose self-image is based on being trendy. But if you're not that person, that's not a good enough reason for you to meet any form of fitness or health goal. Yeah? You want to lose weight because medical assertions say, oh, certain cholesterols will kill you and so forth, and so do this. Yes, they say all of that, but is that your reason? Is that good enough for you? Does it get you out of bed in the morning? Does it enable you move away from the cakes and the chocolates and so forth at the weddings, as Pastor Choma will testify? So if it's not your reason, it will not be the reason. So, and that is part of why some of us had to carry over those goals from last year to this year. Okay, so moving along, critical factor number 2, now that we've found our why, is to find your how. Find your how. So we found our why. And if there's anything you take away from today, is finding your why. If you find your why, the rest is a walk in the park. Yeah? Find your how. How exactly do you want to do this? You want to lose weight. This is time to make a plan. You want to run 2 marathons. This is the time to make a plan. You want to eat healthy. This is the time to ask, how exactly do you want to do this? A lot of us have lofty goals. We want the moon, but we have no idea how to go about it. No idea. You go on the internet, you Google, and you're like, oh my God. This one says this one says it's keto, this one says, no, it's cyclical, this one says, no, it's vegan, this one says, no, vegan with a twist, this one says it's, it's sausages. I mean, you're like, which one? How? What's your how? Then you say, oh, I tried this, it didn't work. I tried this, it didn't work. Oh, my goodness, how? So you need to sit down and make a plan. And a lot of us tend to focus on the outcome goal. For all the business majors in the house, you know that there's a difference between process goals and outcome goals. But we tend to focus on the outcome goals instead of the process. The process is where we need to sink our energy and emotion. I'll tell you why. Because you cannot control the outcome. You want to lose 10 kgs? Yes, but guess what? You can't control what the scale will tell you when you step on it tomorrow. You want to have a size 24-inch waist? No, 24 inches for High Life Urban. You want to you want to have size, the last number you remembered, inch waist. Guess what? You roll the tape around your waist. You can't control what that tape is going to say. You can't. And then you agonize. You're like, oh, Jesus, if only this tape would just give me that number. Give me that number, Jesus. Give me that number. Or you pray away the calories. You now have, like Pastor Choma said, you now pray and pray and pray. You have the thing in front of you and you're praying. You can't control the outcome. I'm sorry, there are some laws. I know we're Christian. There are some laws, like the law of gravity, that are at work. You can't control the outcome. What you can control, however, is the process. That's where your how comes in. So, for instance, I want to lose 10 kg. How? By cutting down on my food portions, by replacing my heavy starch dinner with maybe fruits and vegetables. Now that you can control. I'm going to take a 20-minute walk every morning. You can control that. You can control bringing your shoes out the night before, laying out your gear, and in the morning you wake up, God giving you life. You can control how you put your feet in the shoes and you go. You get a personal trainer to come work out with you 2 to 3 times a week. You can control that. But you can't control what the scale tells you. And even when you do your process, focus on your process goals, guess what? You still can't control the outcome. So you can't control how fast you're going to lose the weight. You can't control how quickly you're going to get the muscle definition that you're looking for. So you can't control any of those things, but you can focus, laser focus on the day-to-day things that you need to do to get there, right? And so that is critical factor number 2, your how, and focusing on the process. The third critical factor is break it down into small, manageable parts. Now, I know that some of us did the Daniel fast. It was fantastic. Praise God. It really helped a lot of us, right? And I know that there are some Clark Kents in the house and some Dianas who, by the sheer force of will, wish to transform themselves from 0 to hero in an instant. You cannot transform yourself or your physique in 3 short weeks. Sorry. Okay? You made some progress, yes, but you can't. It's just too much. So now that you found your why, you found your how, you can't do all your how at the same time because it's just recipe for overwhelm. So number 1, go to the gym. Number 2, eat clean. Definition of eating clean: no rice, no beans, no yam, no plantain, no bread, no this, no that. No this, then. When you now get to the one that will break your heart, no cake, or no, like mine is seafood pasta, no ice cream. You just dwell there. Jesus. No ice cream on top of everything else. How? That's just recipe for overwhelm. It won't work. It's not sustainable. Don't do it. Don't. No matter how tempted you are, I know that some of us want that double quick, 3 weeks to fat loss, boom, 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 boom. Then you now become a success story and all of that. It doesn't work. It's not sustainable. We've all tried it before. Please, how many of us have tried this thing and we know? Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Yes. You can't do it all at once. It's recipe for overwhelm. Because when you try to do everything at once like that, it's like having a full-time job. Meanwhile, you have a full-time job already. So how? What you do is to break it down into small, manageable pieces. So you pick 1 or 2 things, tops, and you focus on those 2 things, whatever you can manage. And I said this last year. Don't try to go, whole hog. Just pick 1 thing or 2 things that you can manage on that list. That list is there. It's your master list, yes. But pick a couple things. Work on those things until you're very comfortable. Life is a marathon and not a sprint. And even if it was a marathon, you're running your own race. You know what I mean? So break it down into small, manageable pieces. Another way you can break it down into manageable pieces is sometimes we are intimidated by the number that we're trying to lose, for those who want to lose weight, for instance, or the distance that we're trying to run if you want to run long distances. And you have this 30 kg goal, or whatever the number is, and you're looking at it like, wow, when will I ever? It's never going to happen. But guess what? If you spread 30 kgs over a whole year, 1 kg a month, or heck, 1 pound a month, it will happen. Because God giving you life, we're still going to be here, crossover service 2018. The question is, would you have lost the 30 kg over the year? Or would you have been staring the 30 kg all paralyzed in the face, and then the end of year comes and meets you at the same spot? Or you try to lose the same 10 kg over and over and over. In January, you lose it. February, you gain it. March, you lose it. April, you gain it back. So it's not realistic for most of us to do the whole Superman thing. It's not sustainable. Okay? Small steps lead to big victories. Small steps lead to big victories. Like Pastor Carlton would say, big doors swing on small hinges. And that has never been so true as in when you're trying to get your health and fitness goals on track. It's in the little things. So, in conclusion, I think I've got time to spare. You found your why. You've made a plan. You've broken it down. Now it's time to trust the process. And I'm going to borrow a little bit from what Pastor Choma said. Don't get impatient when you see snail results, when your results are not as quick as you expect them to be, when your pace is not increasing at the rate that you wish. Don't get impatient and throw in the towel. Don't give up when you mess up. And this is so true. Like a lot of us are like, like you said, a cheat meal turns into a cheat day and turns into a cheat life. Like it is so true. And you're like, wow, I've been here for 3 weeks and I'm still doing this thing, right? Like, why? And you have to now restart. Press the restart button. If we just fix that mindset to say to ourselves, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's a lifestyle. And one bad day does not necessarily mean a bad year or a bad week. No matter how tempted you become, see, we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. Honestly speaking, this thing is some of these things are mental strongholds. Just imagine that you were driving a car and one tire went flat. You now say, what? This tire went flat, I'm taking out all the 3 tires. Now, I hate this car. I'm not going again, in short. You now call vulcanizer. Remove the whole 3 tires, Jared. This car is not worth it. Does it make sense? It's a mental struggle. It's not logical, but yet we do it all the time. We say, oh, I went to that wedding, man. The food I ate. Oh, God. Tomorrow, you're doing the same thing just because you did it yesterday. And then it becomes Pastor Choma's proverbial cheat life. Let's not get impatient. Let's not throw in the towel when we have slow days. Because with health and fitness is funny in the sense that it's different for everyone. You don't necessarily have to have the same goals as the next person. You don't have to have a certain look. Unfortunately, magazines and whatnot have told us that we need to look a certain way. But you don't. Really, really, you don't. And when you start your journey, your fitness journey, or you continue your fitness journey, you'll find out that in as much as you're not there yet, you're making progress because you're not where you used to be. And it's amazing, but at that point, you don't see it until you throw in the towel and go right back to the beginning. And now say, if I had known, I would have stuck it through. Some of us, just by walking in the mornings or exercising, you realize that you sleep better. And isn't that good enough? It is. It's your health. It's good enough. Whether there's changes in the scale or not, it is good enough. It's progress. It's not perfection, but it's progress. So you eat your Snickers and go to bed, but you went jogging that morning. It's progress. Okay? The mental strongholds are real. Don't be afraid of failing. Don't give up when you mess up. Don't be afraid of losing friends. For the chronic dieters in the house, they know this. They don't get invited to parties anymore because all you talk about is, woo, how many calories is that one? You're just no more fun to be with. And so, when you get an invitation in the post, you're just like, oh, geez, not again. I don't want to go. Because if I go, I know what's going to happen. I'm a prisoner in my own skin. Why? You can go and, have your water and ice and, fizzy water, or you have your Coke or Coke Zero instead of red wine, and just, mingle. There are ways around these things. You can still be a social person without gorging yourself or getting, inebriated with empty calories, right? Don't be afraid of failing. Don't be afraid of losing friends. I mean, that is a whole sermon, that one on its own. Wonderful things are happening in your body when you start, when you get on this journey. No matter how young or how old you are, wonderful things happen when you decide to take control of your health and fitness. So let's just keep at it. Find your why. Critical, find your why. And I'm still going to do another why exercise because that gospel business, I don't know. We need to find your why. You need to find it. Ask yourself, and like I said, your why doesn't have to be noble. It could be anything so far as it makes sense to you. And so far as it gets you to do that thing that you said you're going to do, it can be anything. Some people can't even share their real why. You can't share the true, what it is that is driving you. It could be something carnal for carnal people, not for us in church. But whatever your real why is, be true to yourself. Find it. Find your how. Break it into small, manageable pieces. No Clark Kent moves, no Wonder Woman moves. Okay? Like Chioma said, a strong and healthy body is ours, but we have to fight for it. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
High Life, we advance.